All right, welcome to Climb That Mountain UK. My name is Jamie.
We're good to go. We are good to go.
In this series, I am going to ride my newly acquired Honda Africa Twin motorbike to as many countries in Europe as I possibly can.
Oh my God! Let's hope this doesn't get worse. I'm pretty committed.
On this journey, I have everything with me that I need to be self-sufficient, including camping equipment, all my cooking stuff, all the filming equipment, and even an acoustic guitar. I'll be starting from just outside the Peak District in the UK and heading out into Europe from there. This is my journey.
So, it is, I don't even know what day it is, Wednesday, maybe, morning. The front brakes have not been right for a long time. So, I have found a garage in Perpignan. I've been talking to the guy that runs it. He said meet him there at 10 o'clock in the morning. So this sort of weird start to the day where suddenly I've got a schedule and I'm doing what feels like a commute. Very odd to be somewhere so unfamiliar yet behaving in a way that feels almost like I live here, you know? So fingers crossed we can work out what on earth's going on with this front brake. While I'm there, the handbrake has also failed. So, yeah, 2 out of 3 brakes have failed. Fingers crossed it's nothing major and we can be back on the road, because I really don't want to be stranded here. We'll see.
Okay, so it turns out the brake pads have just overheated. The garage that I took my bike to before I left on the trip used non-Honda parts, and it's backfired and the pads have failed. So the garage that I'm at in France, he's phoned the Honda garage on the other side of the city. They have pads in stock, so I'm going to ride across town to Honda, get those pads, come back to this garage, and he's going to fit them. Alright, I'm back on the road. So the good news is I have got my front brakes all sorted, new brake pads, everything's been cleaned up for the first time in a few days. My front brakes are now working as they should. The handbrake has been tightened, so that works again, and the rear brake pads are totally fine, but he gave everything a bit of a clean anyway, so at least I have brakes on the bike again. The bad news, I can't get my Insta360 to charge, so all I've got is my phone to record with at the moment, and the roads are boring, they're hot, it's killing me, and I'm not really having a good time. I'm just on the fast auto routes, heading around the south coast of France. So I've stopped for a coffee, to try and lift myself up a little bit. Wow, it's hot here. So I'm heading around towards Marseille. Lunch. And look at this. The French know how to do it. Okay, I've made my way to a pretty awful municipal campsite near Marseille. I'm not having a good day today. The heat is killing me. I've made some food, I've got the tent up, but this is kind of a low point of the trip, to be honest. So the route today, I started off riding into Perpignan, where I went to the bike garage, and then rode across Perpignan to get the new brake pads, and then back to the garage to get them fitted. After all that messing around, I then just hit the auto route up and around the south coast of France, and I found this pretty gritty campsite just outside Marseille. So today was a little bit different after stopping to get the brakes done. So the brakes are now sorted after finding a garage and having to go to Honda itself to get the brake pads and then go back and get them fitted. Long story short, the brakes are now sorted on the bike, thankfully. Then I just hit the road, and instead of using the side roads, I just used the auto route, which was actually quite boring and very hot. I've got around the coast as far as I'm near Marseille now. So I've just stopped at this municipal campsite, which is pretty bare bones, but fine. Having something to eat, having something to drink, which I haven't done for several nights despite trying my best. I've got a sunburnt nose and I am bug bitten, but it's cooled down a little bit, so actually it's less than 30 degrees for the first time in what feels like days, so it's nice to just sit out, have a drink, have something to eat, and come back down to earth. So the trip is hard at the moment. I think, you know, pushing into the second week of it, it's feeling quite difficult, but no pain, no gain.
Alright, good morning. This is the ambient sound that I've woken up to near Marseille. Listen to that. It's like every cricket in the world. Some industrial stuff going on over there. Oh my god. Alright, let's get up. I made a mistake of not washing the pan last night. Yeah. Oops.
So today I left the municipal campsite in Marseille and got back on the autoroute and carried on riding around the south coast of France. Honestly, I'm not having a good time. I've almost given up on the whole trip, to the extent that I actually missed out Monaco. I've just ridden into Italy, and out of desperation I've just got a guest room here. Alright, so I'm staying in a guest room in Italy. It's been a bad couple of days and I haven't done much filming. I almost gave up. Up in the hills. I've woken the dog up. I'll speak to you in the morning. Alright, so yesterday was a pretty bad day. I think the enormity of what I'm trying to do took control of my emotions. The south of France was just incredibly hot, and so it was just pounding miles out on pretty boring roads. Just so hot that even the wind flow at 80 miles an hour wasn't cooling me down or making it feel better. You know, it's the 12th of August today, so 11 days in, and it's been 11 days of non-stop go, not sleeping a great deal, not taking stock, just going. And it just hit me. And so yesterday I was going to give up, because this should be fun, but it just wasn't fun. So in a sort of crisis, I just booked into this little guest house, whatever, in the very northwest of Italy, like literally on the French border. So change of plan. I was going to ride down Italy starting today, but the heat is just ridiculous. So if I'm going to keep going or be able to keep going, I think being sensible with the heat makes sense. So what I'm going to do today, I'd missed out Monaco yesterday because I was so cheesed off while I was riding across France. I'm going to go from where I'm staying, go to Monaco, and then instead of going south, go north. So completely change the trip on its head, and just in August, while Europe's at its hottest, go north. Should make it a bit more bearable riding. And so instead of heading south in Italy, I'm going to change the map, so I head up towards Milan and then go from there, and just see how it goes and see if things become fun again, and just sort of allow myself time to regroup a little bit. I think it's just been so full on and exhausting, and it's frustrating because it should be fun. The theory or the fantasy of what I'm doing should be the best days of my life, but it's funny how it's still hard work. So I'm going to turn around, see how we go,
That's the plan.
In this view, you can see Italy, France and Monaco. Pretty incredible place to be. Right, so, all that said, I'm back on the bike and I'm riding down from the little guest house that I stayed in last night in Italy. I'm riding down through these tiny little winding roads towards the main road. That main road then crosses from Italy into France and then from France into Monaco. So I can go down to Monaco harbour, see Monaco, and then my plan is to point the bike north and get away from the southern heat of Europe. There's a heat wave this year. It's a ludicrous time to be in this bit of Europe, so I'm just going to head north as fast as I can out of here, head up towards the Alps and Switzerland, and then further north from there, and then I'll come back and do the southern bit of Europe later in the year once it's cooled down towards the end of the trip. So it's going to mean doing a bit of a figure 8 loop around Europe, but if it means that I can keep going, that's the plan. So I'm heading down this incredible road here, and next stop is Monaco. Also, it's so hot and I'm going so relatively slowly this morning into Monaco. I'm copying what all the Italian locals are doing on their motorbikes and riding just in my t-shirt. It's something that I said I would never ever do, but riding in my full suit with the airbag suit on as well is so much gear in heat like this that I've allowed myself the luxury just for this morning of riding as I am. So I know it's not great, I don't recommend it, I'm not impressed with myself, but when in Rome. Monaco. For better or for worse, we're in Monaco. The sun is blazing, the yachts are all out in all their splendour and extravagance. It's a cool thing to see. I am burnt out and I'm too hot, but it's still a cool thing to see. So I stopped off, I got a milkshake, ice cream thing, took in the views, and now it's time to head north. going to ride up to the Alps. From here, it's a 4-hour ride up to Milan. I'm hoping that by the time I get up there, it feels more bearable. That's the plan. Alright, we're back in Italy. So today we've gone from Italy to France, to Monaco to France to Italy. And now I'm heading up towards Milan, and that takes us up towards the Alps. So I am starting to get excited about the trip again, and this bit of road is just incredible. It goes from tunnel to bridge, to tunnel to bridge, to tunnel to bridge. What an incredible bit of road. It must be one of the most expensive bits of road in Europe, but it's amazing. The only trouble is I haven't put my jacket back on. I'm now doing 70 miles an hour, and apart from the danger of not wearing my jacket, I'm getting sunburned because the sun is blazing down. So I need to stop and sort myself out and get dressed properly again. That, how beautiful is that? I'm at Lake Como. I've had the day's riding to wind down and just look at that view. That is just something else. So I'm riding up the side of Lake Como. The plan is to grab some food and find a campsite. There's loads of campsites scattered along the coast of the lake here, so I'm not too concerned about finding somewhere to stay. And then I'm going to wind down, cook some food and get some sleep. Things are looking better. I am not sure that I have ever been in as many tunnels as I've been in today. There's this incredible network of tunnels that runs up the side of Lake Como here. And at the beginning of this trip, it was fun to ride through a tunnel. But these tunnels are so long that there's something about the lights in them that sends my eyes weird as I'm riding through them. So it ends up feeling like quite hard work, but it's just been tunnel after tunnel after tunnel today. sun is just starting to set. I just found a supermarket and ran in as they were closing. I've got some ingredients to make some pasta, some proper Italian ingredients. I found a campsite that I'm aiming for. Look at that view. That is something else. Right, I'm camped up. The campsite was actually full, but the guy at the reception took a liking to my motorbike and found a corner of the campsite to squeeze me in, which I'm very grateful for. So I've had dinner, I've got the tent up, there's a bar at the campsite and I've had a beer in there. This evening is good. So today, after starting in Italy and then looping back down to go into Monaco, we've come up the coast of Italy and then gone north, up past the west side of Milan, and that's brought us right up to the northwestern side of Lake Como. So from here, we're right at the north side of Italy, looking out towards Switzerland tomorrow. And as if to signify that things are looking up, the neighbouring mansion, which is next to this campsite, is having this incredible fireworks display, and everybody in the campsite is just standing, watching, and it's really a pretty good ending to the day, and it just goes to show you never know what's going to happen next.